Hi, I'm Betts of Bettsstrategic Group. So what is design thinking anyway? Design thinking is another way to get at problem solving in today's independent schools. It's very different from the traditional methods that have been used in the past. It's based in personal experience and in narrative, taking one person's problems and really analyzing them, getting to the bottom of them, and then taking that experience and making it work for others. When you're dealing with a tricky situation, you go to one person and you find out what is bothering them in that context. And their story becomes so compelling that you then work out a solution that is based on their personal experience. And then you take that solution and you show it to others without making it personal and see if that solution will work for them. And then you change it and it mutates into something that will resolve the problem for a group of others. I know you're all familiar with business thinking. We use it every day. When you use business thinking or B thinking, you base your decisions on cost benefit. You essentially manage your way forward. Another kind of thinking that is used every day in schools is engineering thinking or E-thinking to solve problems. A great example of E-thinking, which is based in your knowns and unknowns, is found in the movie Apollo 13, in which an engineer comes into a room of scientists, dumps a bunch of materials on the table, and tells the scientists that they've got to figure out a way to resolve Apollo 13's issues based on these found objects that are in the space capsule, in essence, putting a round peg into a square hole. That's a great example of engineering thinking, and it's a way of solving your way forward. Design thinking, on the other hand, because it's based in personal experience and in the discovery method, is discovering your way forward. You're working with individuals and people, narration, storytelling, and direct observation. A great example of design thinking is found in the little shopping carts that are now in almost all the grocery stores, the small ones that have the 2 shelves. This was a creation of the IDEO Lab in San Francisco based on design thinking, in which they went to grocery stores, interviewed people, and then created this product that is based in empathy. Design thinking would have solved the problem for one person first. For instance, an older shopper who had difficulty bending over to get into the cart. As the problem was resolved for that one person, it would have been recognized that that one solution would have many users in the long run. So resolving the problem for one suddenly became the solution for all. Recently, the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times published articles describing how design thinking is overtaking the business community. In the Wall Street Journal article entitled "Forget B School, D School is Hot," it cites Stanford University's D School has gained recognition in recent years for introducing the problem-solving concept known as design thinking to executives, educators, scientists, doctors, and lawyers. Now other schools are coming up with their own programs. Design thinking uses close, almost anthropological observation of people to gain insight into problems that may not be articulated yet. When properly used, design thinking weaves together elements of demographics, research, and environmental factors in order to generate novel solutions to some of the most puzzling problems in business. So pervasive has design thinking become that it has proved wildly popular with budding entrepreneurs. Let me tell you a story that involves the use of tools. When I was a little girl, my dad would take me around behind him and I'd follow him while he picked out hammers and nails and did his task around the house. When I was about 4 and a half, I went in the garage exploring by myself and decided I wanted to make a boat. I got the hammer, I got nails, I found a piece of wood. I think I knew that wood would float. And so I constructed a boat by nailing the nails all around the edge with a little bow, and they were placed reasonably close together because I wanted to make the boat go. I got some copper wire, I entwined the copper wire around the nails, and then, yes, I found a plug. and I got a tub of water, galvanized tub, put water in it, put the boat in, and plugged it in, and as you would predict, got the shock of my life. I use this story because to me it illustrates the need for design thinking. I certainly had engineering skills. I had certainly done a cost-benefit analysis, my business model, but without that human touch, without that empathy, without that personal experience, I didn't know what I was doing, and didn't work out too well for me. Luckily, I'm standing here before you today, but for that little girl, it was a hard knock. In closing, you may be asking yourself, what is it with all these Post-it notes? I should tell you, design thinking uses a lot of Post-its. And if my recent experience is at all telling, when I went to purchase these Post-it notes, there's now an aisle full of Post-it notes. So if I leave you with nothing else, I would say invest in Post-it notes. This is Kay Betts from Betts Strategic Group. I look forward to seeing you at the SAIS Annual Conference in October. Thank you.